Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. We are smiling because what a big win that is, Meg. I mean, we're going to get straight into it. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can see you are as well. But sum that up, top of the league.
That is it. That's the sentence. Top of the league.
Man, I hate playing Burnley, you know it. I hate it. And today it just felt worse than ever. I mean, towards the end, I thought we were hanging on a little bit. Disappointing to see some certain players might be injured, and I'm hoping that's not as bad as it first seems. But we got the job done, Meg. We got the job done. And I thought we played fairly well, to be fair, because it was a tough game. You know how tough Burnley can be. And they don't want to play football, do they? Let's face it.
No, and I think like the whole first half kind of bizarre situation, everything that went on. And I just felt like I never panicked. I just thought we were playing football. We were doing what we should be doing. And honestly, that goal, I've got 2 kids in bed. And the celebrations in our house, we were up off the sofa, jumping about. I'm absolutely buzzing, mate. So happy. I'm literally sat here and I just want to repeat this. We are top of the league. 17 games into a season. We are 3 points clear. Does that not just make you want to go crazy?
You know me, I like to try and stay grounded. Massive game at the weekend, but to be top of the league right now, I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't stop smiling since this happened. I was so grateful to get the game out of the way because it was like the longest game I think I've ever experienced in my life. Some of the decisions were baffling. I did a tweet in the first half saying I don't know what's more annoying, the ref or Gary Neville, because these comments were riling me up. It was just a tense game. But Meg, I've got to be honest, and I always say with Paul Pogba, I criticise. When he plays well, I'm going to praise him. Tonight, he was absolutely different class again, particularly in the second half. The goal as well was quality, but Pogba for me was the standout player, Meg.
Definitely. He grew into the game even more, and that whole team, there is literally nobody else I'd rather be stood at the edge of the 18-yard box when a ball comes back out. He's done one against West Ham earlier on in the season, and he's done it again. He's just got it. He can seem to just deliver when you need him to deliver. He's done it seasons ago against Man City, delivered, and he's literally bringing you that pizza with all your favourite toppings on it. He's delivered again.
It was quality, and like I said, the goal was quality. And Rashford had a poor game by your standards, definitely, but he still managed to pull out an assist. Yeah, I was just obviously it was getting to the point where we had a lot of the ball, and we were thinking it's going to take something special probably to beat Burnley. The crosses weren't working. And then, like you say, the guy to step up is Paul Pogba. But there were several other players as well who were quality tonight. Matic, I thought he was superb in the middle. Maguire, I thought, had a brilliant game. And Eric Boye, I'm not forgetting some of the blocks that he made yet again tonight, putting his body in where it hurts. And he's just so crucial to us, mate.
It is. You just need players sometimes to do the dirty work for you. And like those players that you just mentioned did it. They secured us up when we needed it. Another clean sheet. Absolute defenders union over here. Another clean sheet. Yet again, like you can go and score as many as you want, but you don't want a leaky defence. And we seem to just be, clean sheets at the back. I thought the defence was quite strong. I don't want to hit anybody. I don't know what games certain people were watching, but sure. Got the ball, and yes, he got the player as well, but there was never, ever, ever a red card. And I've seen certain comments saying, oh, he's lucky to be on the pitch at time. No, he wasn't. What game are you watching?
He got the ball first. It was clear, in my opinion. He touched the ball first. And yeah, yellow probably would have been fair. But he got the ball first, and it was simply the follow through. It wasn't like he went into it purposely. It was just after hitting the ball. It's just accidental. But it was a 50-50 challenge. You know, they're tough challenges. I don't think Luke Shaw went out to hurt him, and I think a yellow would have been fair. But to say he was looking to stand the pitch, I think was ridiculous. And I couldn't get over Gary Neville saying it. He watched it 3 times over and over, and every time he said he never touched the ball. And I'm thinking, what are you seeing? I thought it was me who was in the wrong. And luckily, I went on Twitter and I saw a lot of people felt the same way. But Jordan, thank you so much for the super chat. Top of the league, back where we belong. 21 is incoming. 21 in 21. Just sounds right, doesn't it, Meg? And it's hard not to get sucked into it. You know, I say we try and stay grounded, take it one game at a time. Liverpool coming up at the weekend. But how nice does it feel to be back top of the league?
Just say it again. Just Just want
Back top of the league.
Top of the league. We've got a massive 2 games against Liverpool in the remainder of the season. Well, we've got 3 obviously with the cup, but talking Prem, huge. I absolutely love the fact that there's a title race between Manchester United and Liverpool again. Yes, okay, there'll probably be others chasing as well, but we're there. We've got them points on the board. You look at the table right now, pull it up, it says Manchester United number 1. And it's not even by goal difference, by 3 points. 3 clear points.
Let's just hope it stays that way. Honestly, I can't stop smiling. This comment made me laugh. I kiss everyone on my street. I feel like that's how buzzing I am right now after this result. And you know what? People are saying Liverpool at the weekend, dangerously bring on Liverpool. If you think about where we fell off, it's teams like Burnley. And we've just proved that we can scrap it out and we can get results against a team like that. Normally, when we're coming against Liverpool or the top teams, this is where we get our better performances. So I'm hoping that we can still be consistent in those big games. And the progress that we are making is that we're picking up the points in these scrappy physical games where before we probably would have ended up drawing or losing that game, Meg. Do you think that does show progress? Does Ollie deserve credit there?
Definitely. Do you remember when you used to sit here and think, we used to go sideways constantly, or we just play the safe back pass? We couldn't move teams. We couldn't find that little break. And I just think tonight, especially second half, I mean, I messaged you at half time saying Burnley couldn't care less if Harry Maguire and Bailly had the ball in the first half. There was no kind of willingness to all push out as one and go and literally put pressure on the back 2. Even more so in the second half, they sat back and back and back, and I felt like the goal was coming. Patience was the key, and I think that was so important that before we kind of just we weren't patient enough to be able to keep moving the ball until the right time. But now, I think especially tonight, we did that. We moved the ball until the time came, and then we literally could open it up, Pogba at the end of the box.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. That's really kind. He says, that is a massive 3 points. The type of game you need to win to seriously challenge for a title. We won despite the best efforts of Kevin Fraud. Agreed. Pogba was man of the match and Boy's blocks were mean to get in. Summed it up perfectly, Alex. What a great result that is for us. I mean, we look at the referee decisions a little bit. Firstly, that Maguire header. I literally sat here and said he's got a 20-pence head. I want to see him hit the target more because he meets the ball and doesn't get a target. That header was sublime. That was a perfect header. And I was gutted that it got took off him. I mean, for me, Meg, I didn't see much of a foul in there. What's your opinion on it?
I think, if I'm completely honest, if it was the other way around, I'd be like shouting for a foul that he'd lent on the player a little bit. But you cannot take away the placement of that header was absolutely beautiful. What do you call like little salt, like just throw a little bit on there. So beautiful. Like I was getting a little bit annoyed at these short corner routines. I was also questioning why the hell Burnley hadn't worked out what on earth we were doing. Literally every corner we'd send someone short, play it to them, and then we were aiming for Maguire at the back post. And the whole thing just went perfect. Like the little pass, the cross to the back post, Maguire was exactly where he should have been. The header was perfect. And then the ref was like, no. Well, just not that one. I was just thinking, it was such a good goal. The way that it had been worked, like you said, the header was so good. I was gutted for him. Yeah,
and it wasn't like a clear and obvious foul, was it? Like they reviewed it really quickly. Apparently they looked at it and it was like literally a split second and they made the decision. I just thought, yeah, baffled me because it was a superb header. De Gea, thank you so much for the super chat. This is probably our best team. One more time, top of the league. Yeah, say it one more time. I'm going to keep saying it. But Meg, this starting lineup, when I saw it, I've got to admit, I mean, I felt nervous all day thinking about the game, but when I saw the lineup, I was just buzzing. I was so buzzing to the lineup, and I think Ollie got it spot on tonight. But would you agree that this is probably our best team at the moment?
Yeah, I think you can switch it up a little bit in that midfield and still be as confident. I still think you could bring like the likes of Fred into that midfield, obviously from probably Matic, and I'd still feel as confident with it. So I like the fact that I think Ollie's trying to find his best 11, and we're starting to fall on it a little bit, and not only falling on it, bar Rashford that I think has dropped in form, and that's not a criticism to him personally, but I just think at the moment it's just not falling for him properly.
Yeah,
everything else is coming together quite nicely. Touch wood.
definitely. I mean, Pure Wolverine just asked a good question. I'm going to throw this one to you. Do you go in to try and win at Anfield, or do you simply play for the draw? I think this is going to be a really intriguing game. It always is, obviously, Liverpool United, but the way that we both play as well. I mean, it's quite obvious we like to kind of play on the counter attack, suck it up and then try and break. You'd say Liverpool probably like to do a similar thing, and it's going to be two. Do you think it's going to be two attacking teams, or do you think we'll be the more reserved playing away from home?
We quite like playing away from home, don't we? I do. I wouldn't be surprised if we go and play for a draw. I would like, in terms of like a manager's point of view, my head says, you know, you can go and play for a draw. You can be a little bit more defensive and ensure that they've got good players up front. So we've got to be on game defensively. But my heart says, why would you not go out there and go and win? Go play for a win? Because why would you not want to go and win?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, a draw is a draw, and it would still see us above them. But my heart says, go and play for a win like you would in any other game. Yes, it's a big game, but it's still 90 minutes of football, exactly like you have at any other team.
Yeah, attack is our best form of defence, isn't it? That's genuinely my opinion. I think if we sit in and invite Liverpool, it's just going to be a matter of time until they break us down, because with that going forwards, we already know that we can concede defensively, and I will say tonight we defended really, really well. Like I say, Eric Boye made some great blocks. Luke Shaw had a good game. The only one for me I'm going to question again is Wan-Bissaka, and I know I seem a bit repetitive, keep saying it, but I'm sick of seeing him. We got away with it tonight, but a few times, Meg, he's won the header at the back post, and he's just headed it straight back into a really dangerous area, and obviously we're punished for that recently.
I think they targeted that side.
They did, yeah.
Especially at the start of the first half, a lot of crosses. If they were going down the their right hand side, so attacking towards our left, and then crossing it over, because we've seen how many times this season where when teams attack our left hand side, we all slide over and we leave that back post quite vulnerable. So I think just they kind of tried to play on that, especially in the first half. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't the greatest effect. You know, if you look at our back line, you'd say Maguire's our best headerer. So you're literally going towards our front, which you would do. You go to the weakest link. And I don't think he played badly at all. I just think I probably agree with you in the fact that he's probably our weaker side tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And Martial looks like could have done his hamstring, which is obviously a good thing. He was through on goal. I thought he was going to finish the game off. Meg, thoughts on him? Do you think? I mean, obviously he looks like he's going to be out for a while injured, but someone just said in the chat that he's not a starter and he's hindering Rashford by playing on Rashford's side, hence why Rashford's had to move onto the right. Do you think that's the case for Martial at the minute? Do you think that maybe he should take some time out of the team?
No, I don't think. I mean, the way that Rashford's been playing, and I think it's very clear to see that Rashford is not a right of the three. That's not his area at all. But I don't wish Martial to be an injury so that Rashford can come back and have his side.
I don't think he meant injury. I think he meant like just dropped in general.
Both of them need to find a goal in them and a little bit of confidence to bring them back up to where they are. I just think that why they didn't switch it up constantly. If they both like playing that side, then you should just be able to switch during the game. You know, obviously Cavani's going to play down the middle. I wouldn't want to see Cavani on the side. I'd rather him be in the middle, but the pair of them can just switch it up. If it's not working, go to the other side and have a little go.
Yeah. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Says, do you think that Klopp's comments had a bearing on the referee decisions tonight, which were against us? I still believe Shaw won the ball fairly. Well, we've just discussed that we both felt that it wasn't a red card. A lot of people saying Luke Shaw was lucky to stay on. I don't think that was the case. But the ref was frustrating tonight. The goal obviously being disallowed, but other decisions as well. It was like we could kind of slightly touch a Burnley player and it'd be given as a foul, yet they were very, very firm in the challenge with us. And it was like, oh no, that's fair. Like it did feel a bit one-sided at times tonight, I've got to be honest.
It's absolute farce of VAR, by the way.
Kevin Boss.
we were looking at Burnley red card at one end of the field and we ended up with a yellow card at completely the opposite end of the field for us and a Burnley free kick. Just an absolute farce. the VAR that was supposed to come in and solve all these issues for me has just created even more issues. I bang on about this all the time, but if you are going to VAR, don't put it in slow motion because it's not the same at all.
Much worse than it.
Why? It baffles me completely. When we go to VAR, we look at the screen and it's all in slow motion. The game's not played at 2 miles an hour. You know, especially with the handballs, which I know we're talking about tackles, but like with handballs, it literally grates me, like gets right on my nerves. But yeah, just some of the decisions. I felt like the Pogba one potentially could have been a penalty a different day with a little push in the back. Had we not had so many penalties early on in the season and people bang on about Manchester United, then I think perhaps it could have been. But yeah, it's a bit of a farce.
It was. Kanuna Kanan, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, but unless we score more goals, I can't see us winning the league with only small margins. We need more goals. Martial has been dreadful. And I kind of have to agree with that. I think that we can't just keep scraping games, but at the same time, for me, it shows progress that we've been able to graft it out and get these kind of results. Whereas before, we probably would have dropped points tonight, and I do think that shows progress. But do you agree with that comment, Meg, that we do need to be more clinical in front of goal?
We do, but if you look at Burnley's last 4 games at home, very low scoring games, and they are top of the league. Yeah, but VAR is really important. So I think, you know, they've won and the Burnley have won. So I think they've obviously been very good. Tonight, it looked like they've been defensively drilled against us to put players back. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes you just need to nick a goal, keep a clean sheet, and you win the game, even if it's just a 1 goal. I know goal difference is huge, but sometimes you just need to be able to say, right, we just get at least 1 goal and do our job defensively, and you'll still win the game.
Yeah, and I must admit, last few games defensively, we have looked better. Like I say, Boye coming in, he transforms us. He really does. And some of the blocks he made again tonight were crucial. If you keep Boye fit, this is how important he is to us. Like, he literally transforms our backline because he's got that pace. He complements with Maguire, and Maguire looks far more assured with Boye there. I mean, today I thought Maguire was quality again. I really do, Meg.
I think perhaps we've seen now why we shouldn't have dropped him for Man City.
Yeah.
But he complements Maguire. Even when Maguire gets caught higher up the pitch, he's just there. He's working behind, and just some of the things that he does. By the way, we sat there laughing tonight, like just a random step over. What are you doing? He's brilliant to watch, but he does his job properly. So why not just throw a step over in there when you want to?
If you're everybody, you can do that, can't you? It's fine. De Gea makes a good point. Cavani, he had a few chances as well tonight, to be fair. First half, it was frustrating me. He just seemed to be moaning at everything, and I just felt like saying, just come on, just get a grip. Second half, I thought he was a bit better, but was he a bit frustrating for you at times tonight, Meg? To be honest, I don't envy him having to play against a Burnley side like that as well, because that must be a horrible centre-back pairing, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's what Burnley do, isn't it? They just want to break up the play. They just want to get in your face a little bit, just put you off your game. I felt like saying, like, Cavani, welcome to the Premier League. Like, this is what players do. Like, come on, you have been, you know, you're one of the greatest players at the moment, and this is what you've come to. Welcome to Burnley. Welcome to Turf Moor.
Yeah, big up to Lisa in the chat.
No happy place for Cavani at Turf Moor.
Yeah, definitely no happy place. I'm sure he'll look forward to playing there again next season. Lisa's in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in, Lisa. Make sure you go and check out her channel, check out her FIFA streams. Very good player. So definitely, if you're into gaming, go and check out her channel. A lot of people in the chat talking about Cavani, saying that he's getting on in his career, whereas Martial is young. Should we be comparing them? Look, I'm in a happy place. Turf Moor is my happy place tonight, and it's not normally I can tell you that because I hate it, but I'm buzzing with that result tonight. We're going to get into the player ratings. As always, get involved in the chat as well as let us know what you guys think. Me and Meg sometimes get a bit stuck and we take an average from your score, so please do help us out. But we'll start, Meg, with De Gea in goal. To be honest, not a crazy game for him tonight, was it?
No, not really. He didn't have overly that much to be doing, which is actually a really good thing, isn't it? It's what you want to be saying. I know that you want to be saying, oh, he's pulled out a worldly save, but really, if I'm honest, I don't really want him to be having to pull worldly saves out. I want him to just have an easy game. But that being said, clean sheet. So you've got to give him something. I feel like a 5. I think he's better than an average.
I'd say 6. I agree with that. He didn't really have anything to do, but anything he did was called on. He did what he needed to do. 6. Do you agree with that?
I'd go 6.5. I'm in a good mood. We were top of the league. I'd be giving them all 10.
And I just saw a comment, turf more like boring more, or more like turf bore. We could just call it turf bore from now on. Turf bore. Wan-Bissaka, right back. We commented about his clearing headers that are a concern. They pinpointed him though, Meg. They didn't know that he was the one to put the ball on top of, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think that's probably because Maguire's not on his side, so he's obviously going to get in a little bit more. I think positioning on earlier on in the season has also affected that. So it's something that people are going to be looking at, getting the crosses in against that side of us. I see a lot of low numbers. Honestly, guys, do we all just realise that we're top of the league and we just won 1-0 to go top of the league? I want to be seeing low numbers. Give the guys some credit.
It was fairly solid. I've got to agree. It was fairly solid. We kept a clean sheet as well, so it deserves credit for that. It's just defensively, it just scares me when he's heading it from the back post because he seems to head it into the where you just do not want it to be headed to. But like I say, we kept a clean sheet, and I agree it was fairly solid.
I'm at least a 6.
At least a 6. Shall we match the higher?
We've got a clean sheet as well, and I think it's so important. Don't let that go under the radar, people. Clean sheets are important.
Let's go with 7. Let's agree with Curlers here. We'll go with a 7. Slightly higher than higher.
Nasby has just put, where's the top of the table, 10s all round, we move.
Yeah, let's do it. Even Two and Zabi gets an 11. He came on and killed the jump quite all time when he came on. Eric Boye. It's crucial, Eric Boye now.
Crucial. An 8?
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah, I agree with an 8. Guys, get in the chat and let us know if you agree with that. It's hard to argue with an 8 for Eric Boye. You don't want to give him any less than that either, do you, really? So we'll, stick with an 8 and we'll move on to Harry Maguire. Skipper. Unlucky not to get a goal. Well, Gavin's gone for a 9 for Boye there. An 8.5. An 8. 8 seems to be the average. Twisty's going to be very precise with a 7.3. I'm going to go with the 8.
Give him 8.5.
What are you giving Maguire then? Maguire.
Honestly, if that header had gone in, I'd be giving him 100. That header was so good. I'm sat on that header just thinking, like, why have you not allowed that in for him? No,
Maguire.
Maguire, I was going to say, I always feel like I've got to give him a high number because if he's representing me, then you've got to be up there. A 5.25. Are we watching the same game?
8.
What did we? Well, I gave Bailly an 8.5, so I'll give Maguire a 7.5.
Ooh, I was going to say 7.5. Okay.
7.5.
I thought he played well. Luke Shaw, lucky to be on the pitch apparently.
Lucky Luke Shaw. No, he got. Wow, what were you going to say for him? I think he gave us an option on that left-hand side, by the way, going forward. I like the fact that he links up quite well with attacking play. And he's not scared to go forward, which is good. A 9, I think that's quite high. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
7.5 there. This is a tough one. Because I'm in a good mood, I think I agree. I'll push it up to a 7.5. We've got 7.3 there. Very precise numbers coming in. So far, our highest is Boye. He's pipped it just above Maguire. Matic, who I thought was influential tonight. I thought he had a really, really sturdy game.
Yeah, I think I've said this before in previous streams that he knows where to be to just be a screen. And at times he was almost playing it as a back 3 because he knows that the fullbacks can go on. And you've got Matic who not that he's not bothered about going forward, but he's happy to just screen and just secure us all up. There was one pass as well that he did. I think it was into Martial, first time in the first half. It was so direct, straight to the player's feet. I think if it just opened up a little better, then Matic could have an assist. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
I think I'm going to push him even higher than that. I think I'm going to give him an 8. I agree with the comment here that I felt he controlled the midfield. Like you said, I think at times he was always trying to look to pass forward. We know he's good at playing that disguised ball through the lines, but his discipline in there, it allowed Pogba to get forward the way that it did. For example, for the goal, I think having Matic there just shored it up. And I just think he was vital to us getting, like Flawless says, top of the league. I just want to keep saying it. I said it was my ringtone, I think. Top of the league. Yeah, I'm going to say an 8 for Matic. I thought he was quality. He was up there for me for man of the match. If Pogba wasn't so good, Matic would have probably been up there for me. So, yeah, I think he deserves a high score. I'll move on to Pogba next. Got the winning goal, but he was class. I've said it, he was quality tonight, and he has been, to be fair, for a few games now. This is the Paul Pogba we want to see.
This is it. I've seen people saying, like, where's he been hiding? I'm just feeling like he's been there, but at the moment, I feel like nobody's really on his back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not sure that it does affect him, and I'm not making excuses for him, but if you just allow the guy to play football, he plays football. He is so talented.
I see what you did there. I like that.
I give him a 9.
Yeah,
right,
it was class. Flawless says, say it again. Top of the league. Top of the league. 9 for Pogba. Yeah, he was quality. Bruno, though, what's your thoughts on him tonight? Because it was very crowded in that middle, and I think obviously Burnley, like you said, were well drilled, and I think they did a bit of a job on him. But I do think that when he did get the ball, he was positive. I think it was just one of them games where it was just tough in there for him.
Yeah, I think. But you look at, if Bruno's kind of marked out the game a little bit and they're on top of him straight away, that gave more space for Pogba to come into. I felt like I'm going back to Pogba, sorry. Like Bruno was quiet, Matic secured us up and allowed Pogba to just float about and do what he's got to do. Just allow the guy to do what he's got to do. Just give him the ability to just unleash control on him. Just go and play. Bruno was quiet. The one thing that I did get really annoyed at is when he gets a bee in his bonnet, he don't shut up right, does he? Like, he got carded.
When he got booked. Yeah, I was nervous when he got booked, to be fair.
Shut your mouth and just do you talking with your feet? Because he just gets his bee in his bonnet, doesn't he? And he just goes on and on and on. I'll give Bruno a 7.5.
Vincent agrees with you on that one. Yeah, De Gea's gone with a 7, so roughly around about there. Not as good as his normal game, but again, he's still a vital player for us. And look, I think Neville said it in commentary. This is one thing he said that I did agree with, was when Bruno loses the ball, his tenacity to try and get it back. Like that's invaluable, and that's what makes him so important. Yeah, 7.5. I think that's fair. To be honest with you, yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7.5 as well. Flawless just did say top of the league. See what else. Bruno 6.5, not as influential. I'd agree with that. 7.8, and yeah, a lot of love for Pogba in the chat. Understandably why as well. Tony Martial, then we'll start with him first. Getting a more wider role today. Like I said, could have scored towards the end. Did pull his hamstring by the looks of it, which is worrying. But on the whole, how did you think he played, Meg?
I think he was quite quiet in comparison to the midfield. Well, like from Matic and Pogba, I do think that Martial was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Do you have the same kind of feeling?
Yeah, I think he was on the fringe of the game a lot, to be honest with you. And as it opened up towards the end, like with the Cavani link up, I think he came into it a bit more, but I think he was very much on the fringe of the game. But again, Burnley just kind of are a block, aren't they? And it's hard to get players like him involved. And I think Rashford had the same kind of problem on the other side as well. It wasn't until their fullback started to get sucked in, because we kept the ball a bit more and we were patient, that Rashford and Martial started to get a bit of space. It was frustrating for them. And he missed a key chance as well, so it's hard.
Yeah, a couple of the shots that I just thought, if he would just, I don't know, like not having a little bit more finesse, but just hit it differently, and actually like got some that he just missed a target on as well. And I was just a bit gutted that he hadn't made more of it. So that is a bit quiet for me. I'll give him a 6.5.
I think that's fair, to be fair. Like Flawless said, guys, please hit that like button, hit the sub button as well if you're new. We'd appreciate it. And keep getting the questions in. We will get through them, definitely. And obviously join in with the ratings as well. We're all just buzzing. We're buzzing, and I love it. You know what? So often you see fan channels and channels like here where we've come on and we've been absolutely gutted. It's nice to come on for a change and be able to smile and say we're top of the league. And I know I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, because I still can't believe it. lot of Ollie outers out there must be really hating this evening, Meg.
Must be. This whole PE teacher, mate. The man's moved to head of the principal or whatever. He's like academy legend. He's like the principal of the high school now. He's moved on. He's like a professor at university. I put out there the other day, actually earlier, on my Twitter is the league table from earlier on today and the league table after 6 games. And I've almost forgot that time where we were nearer the relegation, and now we're where we are. And that's not just a coincidence. A lot of people are still saying that he's not got the style of play, but he's obviously doing something right with these players because they are playing. They're working hard. Yes, okay, it's a 1-0 win tonight, but that 1-0 win took us top of the league. That could have been 0-0 and the opposition nicking a goal at the end last season, but it's not.
Yeah.
I am saying that we've won it.
So, Martial, you said 6.5. So I was thinking more of a 6. I think he was on the fringes a lot, but I'll stick because we're top of the league. I'm going to keep him at 6.5. Rashford, Meg, what was your thoughts on him? Like you said, poor, but ended up getting an assist.
He was. I just feel like he's just not got that. It's not falling for him at the moment. And that's not, I'm not slating him. I'm just thinking, and it's very obvious, it's just not falling for him right now. I've said it, he's not a player that should play on the right-hand side of the 3. He's either going to be the central or on that left-hand side for me. But got us an assist, worked hard again. Like you said, when Burnley went more narrow towards the end, I think it opened up a little bit more for him.
Yeah.
Curlers he did look lost. And I actually completely agree with the rating that he's given, so I'd give him a 6 as well.
Yeah. See, for me, I'd put Martial and Rashford on the same rating. I think both of them are kind of on the fringes. Rashy probably slightly pitchy just because of the assist, but when I'm saying slightly, I'm talking like a 0.1. There wasn't a lot between them, to be honest with you. And then Cavani played centrally tonight, like I say, moaned a lot in the first half. Had a few snapshot chances as well. How would you rate his performance, Meg?
All right, I think the front 3 weren't as on form as I'd have wanted them to be, but I think it's hard when you play against Burnley that have got like a solid 2 big defenders, big centre half. They sat back, they made it difficult. There wasn't a lot of room around the edge of the box. At one point, Burnley were literally playing 11 men behind the ball, and we were around their 18-yard box. So I don't think there was a lot of room in there for him. And that makes it difficult to even get a snapshot of goal. So I'd probably give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I think a lot of comments coming in saying he worked without a lot of joy, didn't have the greatest service. It's more of a brawl there, to be fair. I agree with all these comments. Firstly, thank you so much, Alex, for the super chat. He said it's clear that our players played for Ollie tonight. Definitely we had the fight and the spirit and, the hunger as well to win the ball back. We fought for every ball. It's not hard playing against Burnley. And we got a clean sheet, so I'm buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Cavani a 7, 6.5. He was unlucky; the ball just did not fall for him. A 6.5. Occupies the centre backs.
I don't think the front 3 played bad. I just don't think there was, like some people have put, there was just no space to play. They couldn't express themselves.
We were being forced to put the ball into the box from crosses, and we all know that against Burnley, it's very rare that we'll beat them in the air from a cross. Like that's their bread and butter. That they love that, and I think it's going to be a very precise cross to achieve it that way. It was always going to be something like a cut back to the edge of the box, or maybe a scrappy goal. And I'm just grateful that Pogba found the answer in the end. But I think I agree. He did occupy the centre backs. He's not the easiest to play against, is he? He did work hard. He won the ball back a few times from picking the ball up deep from their midfielder. I think a 6.5. I'm probably going to say for Cavani. I agree with the comment that I just don't think it seemed to fall for him in the box. He's also had a few games out as well, and I think you have to take that into consideration. But he worked hard up there. Like I say, won the ball back a few times. And we're top of the league, so I'm going to be nice to him anyway. So I'm going to put him up slightly more than that. So I'm going to go for a 6.5, Meg. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on it.
Let's go. Yeah. Can we just say, Burnley, credit to you, but you play boring football. Turf ball. That's what we're calling it from now on. Happy place, turf ball. Doug said he's a fan of your checkered shirt, the tartan. Doug would appreciate that, to be fair, being from Scotland, I'm sure. We're going to get to the subs. Obviously, Tuanzebe will leave him till last. It's a bit hard to comment on that one. But firstly, I'll start with Greenwood. How did you think he did when he came on, Meg?
Not bad. I always think it's difficult again with subs. I always say this, that they don't get quite long enough, and it's difficult coming into a game when you've been on the bench and you're watching it, and then you've got to come in and make a difference. Didn't do too much wrong. Obviously, didn't come on and score a banger either, so you can't go out there and give him a 10. I'll give him a 6.5 or a 6.
Yeah, I'm going to go 6, slightly above average. It was a difficult game to come on to be fair. I like this one, Burnley. I like that one. That's a good one. Thanks, Prince, for that. Thank you for the super chat. Guys, stop arguing in the comments. I see there's a few bitter rival fans in there as well. We're all friends here. Keep it peaceful in the comments, please. We're top of the league. If you're going to spam the chat with anything, spam it with top of the league. Do not spam it by arguing. Come on, let's all be friends here. And then
I want to see more Burnley puns.
Yeah.
Forget the arguments. Send me the Burnley puns.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. There's more to life. But tell me now, Meg, how did you think he did when he came on?
Again,
Turf poor.
I love these. I want more of these. Just secures up the midfield a little bit, doesn't it? I think with Tuanzebe as well, they weren't a surprise addition to the subs. I just think we wanted to just see the game through, see it out. There's no point trying to go on and score another and leave yourself vulnerable at the back. So the pair of them, I'll probably just come in and say a 6.
A 6. Yeah, I agree. It's hard because, to be fair, obviously we drew the goal at that point. It was more a case of just coming on and trying to shore us up. We didn't concede a goal, so you'd have to say they did the job when they came on.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, really, isn't it? That's all they were brought on to do. Turf snore, hoof more. Love it. Keep spamming top of the league as well, guys. Keep putting that in the chat. Carl's asked a question, Meg. Do you think we can win the league? Is it finally settling in now that actually it's a possibility?
As fans, I think that we can go out there and say that we are in a title race. Do I expect Ali to come out and start saying we're in a title race and we're top of the league? And no, I don't think he will do that. He's obviously going to be more professional and going to keep the pressure off the players a little bit and take each game as it comes, and we'll look to the next one, and all those cliche sayings that we hear with managers that are up there. But as fans, how are we going to deny that? Right now, it's in our hands. I say this, the likelihood that we go on and win all of our games for the rest of the season is probably not going to happen. But if we go on and win our games, then we win the league. And I just think you have to kind of realistically sit here and say, we are in a title race. We are top of the league. We're 3 points clear and we've played the same amount of games. It's not like we're saying, we're top of the league, but Liverpool have got 2 games in hand on us. Why can we not think that we're in a bit of a title race?
If we are going to win the league, we've got to earn the right to win the league. It's not going to be gifted to us. That's what I will say. We can't keep scraping it like we mentioned earlier. We need to be more clinical. We need to keep defending like we have been defending, keeping those clean sheets. And so in answer to your question, Carl, is can we win the league? Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. But we need to make sure that we are on it defensively and we have more clinical in front of goal. And a big part of it as well is keeping key players fit. We've seen today a few injuries. Hopefully it's not too serious. But these are the fine lines. When you're at the top, you need to keep these key players fit. And with a lot of games, it's a tough job, isn't it, Meg, for Solskjaer, especially when you can't trust the backup team so much.
Yeah, I think what we have to do on that as well is we have to find a way to win. So if it isn't going your way, like we have tonight, like Burnley sat back, we needed to find a way to win. Sometimes that would be a player with a moment of magic like tonight, but other times you just got to graft and take a scrappy goal and fight for everything. And if the ball drops in the box, you're going to be the first one there. So you just got. But I think I agree with you on the whole keeping players fit. I think we will see rotations at times against certain teams. But let's just keep Bailly fit for the main games. And I'm saying this very quietly because I don't want him to get injured.
Boye and Bruno. But to be fair, you're thinking about players. Bruno, you probably say, he's having a bit of a dip form lately. Hasn't been as influential. But then it seems like Pogba's on, someone said peaking. Pogba's hitting form. And at the moment for us, it feels like players are hitting form at the right time. it was kind of a case where Martial was out for a few games, Cavani started to hit form. I'm hoping that we keep having these players because we know we've got quality in the squad. We need these key players to step up when players aren't performing. And that's why competition for places is so good. But I do think, can we win it? Of course we can win it. But like I say, it's in our own hands and we need to not be focused on anyone else, focusing on our results and our performances. And then, of course, nothing is impossible. Prince, thank you so much. You said the Blarets. I like it. Claret and Poo, I've got going on there. What? But I mean, Flawless says Pogba there. Pogba was the difference tonight. It was quality. The goal was, I know it deflected, but the ball from Rashford, just a class goal. And who did you want it to fall to? You wanted it to fall to Paul Pogba, and I was just buzzing for him. I'm Blue, thank you so much. To be fair, we didn't scrape this win. Maguire should have had a goal and Burnley should have had a red card. Yeah, I wouldn't say we were hanging on as such, but especially at the end, it was tense, wasn't it, Meg? Because, like you say, if you don't win the first ball, you've got to make sure you're winning the second ball. And Burnley scrapped for every single ball. And it was a tough result tonight, and that's why it's such a good win for us because, like I say, a few seasons, or last season even, we would have dropped points there, and we haven't. So for me, that shows progress. And we're top of the league. So, yeah, we're going to summarise it on that. We are top of the league and happy. Going to sleep well tonight, Meg. As always, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed that.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. Honestly, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the comments who's joined us after the game, because probably everyone's buzzing. But yeah, just so happy that we can sit here and say Manchester United, top of the men's Premier League, top of the women's league as well. Manchester is red, very much United. So.
United, that's the key word there. Men and women, yes, buzzing. But yeah, we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. We know that we've got Liverpool at the weekend, but you've got to enjoy this moment whilst we're top. Of course, we have massive game at the weekend. Fingers crossed we can keep those clean sheets again and hopefully be more clinical in front of goal. But just enjoy the moment right now. Thank you, Prince, for that. He says, which...
She gives the most sermons, Nick Pope.
Thanks, Prince. You know what, Nick Pope, though, to be fair, it's between him and Henderson, you'd probably say, other than Pickford, to compete for England's number one. And I think that's for the future for England. That's going to be an interesting in battle because Pope, to be fair, is a very good keeper. Talked about Pope, but yeah. Sophie's dad will be upset tonight because Wolves lost. I haven't spoke to him, but I'm sure he will definitely be upset. But we're top of the league, so I'm not going to worry too much about Wolves right now, to be honest with you. Guys, follow Meg on socials. Please follow me as well if you don't already. I'd appreciate it. Hit a like on the video. If I have missed your comments in the chat, I do not mean it. Please just drop it afterwards. Me and Meg will respond there. Megwire gang, thank you, Blue, so much for the contribution.
Megwire gang. Well, I'm not going in, but it's been allowed.
And thank God that Turf Ball is done for another season. We move on. Anfield at the weekend. Cannot wait. I won't be feeling like that on the day, I'm sure of it. But I cannot wait. Looking forward to it now. Absolutely buzzing. Me and Meg will do some content near then. But until then, guys, keep smiling, stay positive, and we'll see you soon.